Hey everybody, it's Glenn, back with a review of the DC Universe Classics / Masters of the Universe Classics Stratos and Hawkman 2-pack, which is a Toys R Us exclusive in the US. Clearly Stratos and Hawkman have been paired together here as the flying characters in their respective properties. Now I bought this set as I wanted the Stratos figure, which is actually a variant of the regular issue MOTU Classics figure on the wings and his harness and his furry pants. The red and blue are reversed from the regular issue, and that's a homage to a variation that existed in the vintage figures in the 80s. I'm just going to bring the camera a bit closer in on Stratos here so you can get a better idea of the detail on the figure. A lot of sculpting there in the texture of the fur. Something I don't like about the figure, my criticism, is the feet. I know the original vintage figure in the 80s had a kind of very basic foot like that, and I know Mattel's brief to the Four Horsemen who sculpt these figures is to emulate the vintage figures but only with a more modern sculpt. But it's kind of when you're sculpting a level of detail like with the fur, it looks odd when it comes down to these kind of blank feet. I think it would have been better if they had sculpted some toes on them. I know the 2002 figure that the Four Horsemen also sculpted based on the relaunched animated series that does have toes. But otherwise it's a great looking figure. Just turn him around here. The wings look great. Jetpack on the back. Like I said, this variant is only available in this 2-pack. The colouring of the red and blue is reversed here to the regular issue. I'll just put Hawkman to one side and bring in, I had the carded figure of Stratos from 2002. Give you a bit of a comparison there. Like I said, this 2002 figure does have toes. Oh, it's not on there. I guess you can kind of just see them there on the picture on the card back. Also, what I liked about the 2002 figure as well is they increased the size of the wings, which made it look more possible that this figure may actually take flight as opposed to these kind of big muscular body yet tiny little wings. Speaking of wings, if I bring back in Hawkman here, his wings have great articulation on them. Only in the back do they move backwards and forwards. They're also hinged here, so you get a real good wingspan on them. I'm sure poor Stratos here looking at Hawkman has some wing envy going on. I'm not sure what I'll do with Hawkman here. I may, like I said, I'm not a DC fan. I know nothing of the DC characters. I've never read a DC comic book. I may sell him or trade him. Maybe use those wings for an Angel custom. Those wings here are certainly better than any wings Toy Biz did on either of its Angel figures in Marvel Legends and X-Men Classics. But beyond the wings, upper body articulation quite good, but lower legs has a weird, I don't even know what you would call that kind of joint at the hip there. And the legs, I think, are probably a bit too splayed apart. And I should just mention this wonderful picture of clouds that's included in the packaging, I suppose to act as a backdrop to the figures. But really it is about the most naive picture you could draw of clouds. The reverse side had, say, picture of Hawkman and Stratos in battle there. Slightly better, but still not the greatest picture. Hard to believe a professional artist drew that. That's one to feed to my recycling bin. I know Hasbro, who currently, own the license on the Marvel action figures, I know they often complain of, troubles with distribution, which really that translates into retailers just don't want to stock the Marvel product. I mean, Hasbro have no problem filling toy aisles with Star Wars and Transformers, its other action figure licenses. Mattel have done a good thing here, combining kind of two different toy lines, two different universes, and combining them into one figure 2-pack. It's something Hasbro could do. You could do, say, an Iron Man figure with Boba Fett, Darth Vader with Doctor Doom. It would just be a way of getting Marvel figures into the toy aisle, which Hasbro seemed to struggle to do. If they could kind of combine it with the other successful toy licenses that they produce, I think that could be interesting. Kind of the possibilities combining, say Star Wars with, Marvel characters are endless. Anyway, that completes my review of these flying guys, Stratos and Hawkman. Anyway, comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.